Hello, Brian. This is Jeff, the garage guy. I finished your garage plan here, and I just want to go over some of these ideas with you. One thing you can do if you haven't done this already is you can print a version of this out. That way you can be looking at it, taking notes if you want. And your printable version has all the pricing on it, so you can follow along, and I'll explain what you're getting for each item number on here. So let's move forward. All right. What we're looking at here is the top view of your garage. We have a big cabinet system with the workbench centered in the garage, and then these upper cabinets going across, a corner cabinet, and a big shoe cabinet over here on the right side. One thing I want to point out from the get-go, we have a little something special going on here. Pay close attention to this. Especially if you're getting other proposals, to make sure that this is done right. This cabinet here that's going to hold the shoes, it has to be a 16-inch deep cabinet. 12-inch deep cabinets can't even hold all of my shoes, and I wear a size 8.5. So with that being said, I couldn't do a regular upper corner cabinet because typically those are 12 inches deep. So this is kind of a special corner cabinet that's made to line up with 16-inch deep cabinets. Otherwise, it just wouldn't have worked out. So these cabinets here on the right side, they're 16 inches deep. And then we have this really large cabinet that's basically as big as your refrigerator in the corner, with about a 16-inch wide door and a big giant open space in the center here. And then I didn't have to, but I chose to carry 16-inch deep cabinets all the way to the main system. All right, let's take a couple of views here. These two versions of the cabinet systems here, these are what I'm calling the 96-inch tall systems. They're about 6 inches off the ground. Since you're doing a coating, we don't want to use my base system. You want to be able to hose off the floor and all that underneath here. So they're about 6 inches off the ground and 90-inch tall cabinets. So these cabinets, the top of these cabinets are 8 foot off the ground. Another thing that's another thing you want to pay attention to when comparison shopping is the actual size of the cabinets. These cabinets that I've put in here are very large, larger than most of the competition puts out. So just to make sure we're comparing apples to apples, this cabinet system here is the following sizes. We have 36 inches wide by 2 feet deep by 8 feet tall, or 90 inches tall technically. And then I put a 4-inch workbench, a couple of upper cabinets 30 inches high, pretty basic, and a nice set of drawers. I'll show a little more detail on those in a minute. And then across the top here, these, like I said, are all 16 inches deep going into the corner. And then we have a 16-inch deep, 30-inch wide, 90-inch tall cabinet here. I guess I should mention each one of these 4 cabinets are 30 inches wide as well. That makes all the shelves in these cabinets interchangeable with the shelves in these cabinets. Okay, right below that, what you'll see is another version of the same cabinet system. This one's done in driftwood. And driftwood is one of our premium colors. There's several to choose from. So if we go back up to the pricing, you'll see that I have my 96-inch tall cabinet system, white with colored edge accents. I like to do colored edges on my white cabinets. It makes them look really nice. And the white is more of an economical color, and it happens to be the cleanest looking color as far as dust and all that goes. So it's one of my favorites. It's our less expensive option. So these are white cabinets with colored edges. And then here underneath that is a price for premium color cabinets, driftwood, platinum. There's a number of different colors we can choose from. While we're talking about the cabinets, and I had mentioned how I like to do the doors, I want to take a minute to talk about our cabinets versus some of the other brands out there. These are the strongest cabinets on the market. What I do is I build a complete box That means the sides are 3/4 of an inch thick. The back is even 3/4 of an inch thick. It doesn't hang on a rail. It's bolted to the wall. The top and the bottom and all the shelves, those are a full inch thick. That's something you don't see in most cabinetry systems. Another great thing about our cabinets is the installation. It's done really well. I do the installations myself. I don't sub those out, or I don't really have too much in the way of employees other than a couple of helpers here and there. But I take full control of the job from start to finish, so we get a really high quality job. Okay, let's take a look at the next plant. This one is awesome. There's no other way to describe it. This thing is so big. It is 122 inches tall, plus the 6 inches here. So that would be, no, I'm sorry, it's 122 inches tall, including the 6 inches. We have an 84-inch tall cabinet, plus a 31-inch tall cabinet. And then these cabinets are also 36 inches wide. And then these upper cabinets above this, these cabinets are about 58 3/4 wide, or just under 5, or tall, I'm sorry, 58 3/4 tall. That's just under 5 foot tall. So if you were standing on this workbench, you'd be reaching, grabbing stuff off the top. It's actually a neat trick. You just take your little step ladder, hop up here, and get stuff out of these cabinets. So this system is very impressive. I'll go over some of the other sizes as well. It's very similar in width. We got our 30-inch wide cabinets. These ones, of course, are still 16 inches deep to make up for this 16-inch deep cabinet over here in order for it to all flow in a continuous pattern. So we got 16 inches deep by 30 inches wide. All of these cabinets here are 48 inches tall, so they're 4 foot tall. That's a big cabinet. And then this cabinet here where the shoes are, in order to make everything line up, I did a little trick where I combined 2 cabinets. So perhaps the kids' shoes can be down here and the adult shoes can be up here. I do want to note that I added extra shelves into these cabinets. These cabinets will come with extra shelves, so you can put a lot of shoes in here. This top one is also 16 inches deep, 48 inches tall. And then the one underneath there, if I remember correctly, ended up being about 58 inches tall. It might have been, I'm not sure the exact number, but basically it was whatever I had to work out to make it about 6 inches off the floor over here. And of course you can see the same system in driftwood. And you'll notice a couple of things, other than just the color of your cabinets. There's different colors of store wall we can put back here. Whether or not you even want store wall, you can let me know. I know if I remember correctly, you weren't particularly looking for that. If you were, I'd recommend we add some down here too, but we could just leave it blank, if you wanted to. Store wall is kind of neat, and you can fit regular pegboard hooks in there too, so it looks really nice. So let's go back up to the pricing here. So you can see our white cabinets with the colored accents. That's the price of those. And then the premium color, that would be the price of those. Now we can move down to the optional extruded handles. What those are these handles that you see going the full length of the cabinet. These I like to put in there as an option. They look incredible. I started using these about 1.5 years or 2 years ago, and I have a hard time not using them nowadays. They look so great, but they are, however, pretty expensive, so I like to keep it as an option. On my website, you can see plenty of cabinets with and without these extruded handles. Regular simple handles are included if you want to skip that. And so that's what that's all about. And let's go down to another picture down below here. I'm sorry this picture's pretty fuzzy. I took it at 10:30 at night last week when I was exhausted and just finished working. But this cabinet system here is exactly the same system as I want to put if you choose to do the 96-inch tall system. You can see the extruded handles and the drawers. It's a really sharp system. And then underneath that, you can see this cabinet color here is called platinum. We could also do that, although it doesn't necessarily go with the tan earth tones you're thinking about going with. But I wanted to show off my drawers in case you forgot. I build all these drawers myself. I put dividers, removable dividers in the drawers. You can see these grooves here. The grooves also ride along the bottom of the drawer, so if you were to fill this with small items or screws, it wouldn't slip underneath the bottom of the divider. They are really nice. I think they'll be your favorite part of the cabinet system. You'll be able to organize the heck out of these drawers and understand where all your tools are at. Of course, you have kids, so theoretically, you'll be able to organize the heck out of these drawers and understand where all your tools are at. So that's the cabinets. Let's move on to the floor coating. We do a premium grade floor coating. I've priced out a floor coating here with 1/4 inch flake. There's two different flake sizes available. 1/16 inch, 1/4 inch. 1/16 inch is a little more muted, or it's less noticeable. The 1/4 inch gives it a little more pop. The 1/4 inch is actually less expensive than the 1/16. So this price is for the 1/4 inch flake. Most of the samples I showed you were 1/4 inch. It's a premium floor system. We grind down the floor. It's a 3-coat system. It's pretty much the same thing that every garage company in the country uses nowadays. The only difference is I'm a cabinet maker, and I hire my floor coating to guys that do absolutely nothing but coat floors. So they've been working for me for 8 years. They coat floors. I hire them. I sell their floors for them, and they've really stood behind the work for me for 8 years, and so I appreciate those guys, and that's the way the floor system works. I just make a bit of commission on that. Painting. I'm only making an assumption that painting, you need the walls painted only. There's a possibility you might want your doors painted or your windows painted. If that's the case, let me know. There's, for instance, to paint a door is $75. I can add that on. Windows, I'd probably have to take a better look at your windows to determine a price on those. But if we're just talking about the walls, I will paint the walls white for this number here. And then if you want to do a color like tan, it's a little more money because I got to cut in a little more carefully along the ceiling to make it look real nice. So that's my proposal. I appreciate your patience. I hope you've enjoyed this little virtual tour of your garage, and I look forward to your feedback. Thanks, Brian. I'll talk to you soon.